Hey everyone, Damian Gerard here from Angle & Folkers in St. Louis. And I'm coming at you today to just kind of deal with some questions. Actually, the question we're getting the most these days, especially from buyers, are we in a bubble? So there's a lot of fear about what's coming next because the market has pivoted pretty significantly all across the country and of course here in St. Louis. So the question is, are we in a bubble? And the reasons why some people think that we are really three primary reasons. And this is basically from the Case-Shiller Index. Robert Shiller is kind of a guru of market data for housing, for the housing industry. And the first one is speculation. So is there too much speculation in the marketplace? Because if there is, it's a bubble. Number two is overvaluation. Are people just paying too much for houses? Are houses just plain too expensive? If they are, they're going to have to crash. And the third is this actually a bubble in that when it bursts, it's going to be a devastating blow and everything's going to go down like 20% or something. So I don't know, but there are a lot of people who think that we're not in a bubble. And the primary reasons they're giving for that is, number one, unlike back in the 07-08 bubble, we don't have a subprime mortgage issue. So we're not giving money to people with no income. Our underwriting standards for mortgages are probably as strong as they've ever been. The second one is the income or the mortgage to income ratio. So right now, even though interest rates have gone up significantly, and even though pricing has gone up significantly, we've still moved from about 3.8% of total income being dedicated to mortgages, and historically speaking, that's not so bad. So the income to mortgage ratio is really not at all scary. And the third reason why it's probably not in the bubble, according to people who believe that, is that the undersupply or the lack of inventory continues. Now that's where it gets a little bit more market sensitive, because in some areas like Austin or some Sunbelt cities, or maybe there's a lot of new homes that are being built that are going to have to get burned off. In our St. Louis market, that's not really the case. So let me deal with just a couple of these issues to explain why I think that we're not in a bubble, and I think that there's going to be a continued balancing or return to a normal market. So the first one is the speculation. I don't really see that. I don't see people buying houses with the sheer idea of having the house go up in value some 10 or 15 or crazy percentage in a very short period of time. I don't see anybody buying a house with the idea or the plan to sell it for money without fixing it or rehabbing it in a short period of time. The second is overvaluation. I don't see overvaluation because it's simply supply and demand. Mortgage rates have gone up, but from a historical perspective, if we're anywhere near 5%, I'm an old guy, my first mortgage was 10.5%, so I just don't see the overvaluation. I know affordability is being challenged, but especially in the St. Louis market, we're starting to see just a significant slowing of increases in the overvaluation situation. Just doesn't apply in our case. So to me, the real issues are, or the real indicators are that we're not in a bubble. I think that we're going to see a market that continues to grow in inventory. I think a lot of people have spent the last 2 years on the sidelines just waiting to see what happens next. But I think that we're going to start to see those people finally decide to move on the changes in their family or their personal situation. I think we're going to continue to see more buyers come into the market. A lot of buyers in the last 2 years got out. They just wouldn't play in the game. And also we still have a huge demographic of millennials, many of whom are just now getting into the buyer's game. And finally, I just don't see an undersupply having a major impact on it. I don't think we're going to get to an undersupply of available properties in St. Louis or in our marketplace. The builders are not building on spec, and generally speaking, I think that the market's going to continue to just be okay. I don't think we're going to see enormous increases, but I don't see anything as far as a bubble goes by prices going down. Expect they won't go up so much, but for now, I think you're going to be fine if you go out and don't go crazy. If you have to bid on the house, don't bid beyond your affordability. but feel free to make it happen. If you have any questions, call me anytime. It's Damian Gerard from Angle and Fokers, and my number is 314-614-4377. Have a great day.